hiring of debt as well. But let's welcome Tulsi Tanti, the chairman of the Suzlon Group, who joins us now to talk more about this sale. Mr. Tanti, good afternoon and thank you for joining us. First, if you could just tell us, why did you agree to sell this bigger and more profitable unit for 1 billion euros, which is a discount to your original acquisition price? Was it because you were compelled by the lenders to do so, or was there any other reason for this price to be arrived at?
So, Lata, good afternoon. First of all, let's understand it's a really good strategic move. Part of that, our strengthening of our balance sheet was the highest priority, number one. And number two is we have enormous growth opportunities are growing in home market and all the emerging economy market. And because of the constraint of the liquidity, we cannot continue like that. So it is a very good, smart strategic move for us. In this whole process, there is no pressure and no requirement for the lender is there, because we have done already CDR, and part of that, all my debt repayment obligation is back-ended.
Okay.
So it's not the case from the bank. It's the opportunity versus the sustainability.
Mr. Tanti, can you tell us what will be left behind with Suzlon now? Because, you know, that's the fear that there's quite a bit of revenues and profits that you will lose with Senvion now out of the business. Can you tell us what will be left with the entity?
So first of all, we are not selling any of the business of the Suzlon. This is a very independent company. It's our subsidiary we are running in the European market and some of the other markets. So we are selling that company only. Whatever the business of Suzlon will remain as it is, and we will continue in this. We have a technology centers in the Europe. We have a manufacturing base India and China, and we have a nearly 14,000 megawatt the running installed capacity in the nearly the 20 countries. So this all business of the Suzlon is continuing, and we are not selling.
Mr. Tanti, what will your revenues be post the Senvion sale? What is the Suzlon revenues now before the sale of Senvion?
Yeah, I understand. So the point is there, whatever the revenue, almost it was the 50-50. But the last 2 years, we are lower the volume because of the non-availability of the fund, and we are in the process of the CDR. So now we have a liquidity, and going forwards, we have a better volumes and better revenue in the company. So we are not losing. Second thing, Suzlon is sitting in a more profitable market compared to the European market. So we have a good potentiality to that. If you see 2009, we are running at 3,000 megawatt of levels. We will very fast go on that because we have a great the capacity of the production and project capability. So we can leverage. The bottleneck was only the liquidity constraint. By this transaction, we can get more working capital facilities.
Yeah, Mr. Tanti, if you can just let me finish my question. Your full year revenues of the consolidated entity was 20,000 crore just before the sale of Senvion?
So it's a 50% is a Senvion and 50% is Suzlon.
Okay, now that is gone away, your consolidated revenues will fall to how much?
Yeah, that is why I'm telling the consolidated revenue in the current financial, if you take, it's a 50-50. But next financial year, again, it will ramp up because my volume is so low in the Suzlon. Now it will increase and it will go higher.
By how much? By how much? By how much, sir?
It is a forecast I cannot give.
Okay, then what about your losses? At the moment, you are running losses of about 2,500 crore. What will your loss be next year?
Yeah, so next financial year, first of all, there is no loss, and that is why we are doing such the transaction.
You will return to profit?
Our balance sheet.
Are you saying all your losses will be wiped out?
Next financial year, we are 100% in the profit because there is a reduction of 50% our interest cost. And same time, our volume is increasing because availability of the liquidity, which will make us to more profitable company in the industries. So we'll be in the profit in next financial year.
Okay. Can you tell us exactly how much interest will you be saving per annum from now on?
So current our interest is 1,600 crore is there on the full year basis. It will reduce by the half with the 800 crores reduction with the interest. It's a two-way. Out of 7,200 crores, we are paying 6,000 crore rupees to the Indian bank lender in a rupee payment, and 1,200 goes for the operations for the growth. But same time, 3,000 crore is the FCCB bondholder is there. They have an opportunity to convert it to equity. So this way, 16,500 crores debt will come down to 7,500 crore, and my interest cost will go down to 50%. 1,600 to 800.
What is the conversion price for the FCCB guys?
It is, I don't know exactly, but somewhere is 16 rupees.
Okay. Just one clarification on a point you made earlier. After this, now that the sale of Senvion is complete, will you be looking for any stake sale in the listed Suzlon entity at any point in time to retire further debt?
No, there is no any such plan because this is the largest asset, largest subsidiary we have sold. And now we have sufficient the positions in the balance sheet and same time is the liquidity. So now our priority to all the other subsidiaries where the potentiality of the growth is very high, we will continue to increase the volume on those markets. So there is no any such asset required to sell and we don't have to sell any such asset.
Have your lenders agreed to this deal?
Lender is very much happy because it's very good because they are getting 6,000 crore rupees out of that profits and reducing substantial debt. And because of this, the FCCB bondholder will be also comfortable because they will get the opportunity to convert into the stock and company will be very comfortable because now we have a 1,200 crore liquidity. Top of that, bank is giving the more working capital facilities based on last bank meeting. So because of that, we are able to get the more high growth business in domestic and international market.
So we had bankers telling us earlier in the day that they were unsure that Suzlon will be able to sustain and pay up its debt after Senvion goes out. Bankers actually told us that they were not sure you would be able to sustain the debt you will have, given that your revenues will be much lower.
That is not true because we have to understand the financial numbers of the debt. What is the debt? 16,500 minus the 6,000 minus 3,000 cover the FCCB. Balance is 7,500. Out of that, 4,000 is the covered bond, which I have to pay in FY 2019. No principal payment required for the next 3-4 years.
Okay.
And the balance is 3,500 crore, which is a working capital debt.
Okay. So what will
very good capital structure, very good capital structures. So I cannot comment of any specific bank views. But
so what will be your annual? What will be the annual interest outgo after the Senvion sale?
So it's nearly 50% out of the current. It's 800 crores, which is the interest outflow, which includes nearly 150 is the non-fund facility matches, which is bank guarantee, LC, the charges, which is included in 800.
Okay. You told us about the liquidity that you have. How much funds will you need now to ramp up your domestic business now that Senvion is out?
So with this available 1,200 is good enough to grab the domestic 40% market and growth in the international market. We need majority is the non-fund nature of the facilities. Because of the current debt situation, bank is not in position to provide you the more non-fund facility, which is the more requirement to ramp up the volumes. By paying this 6,000 to all my lenders, they will be very comfortable to give me additional non-fund facilities, which will help me to ramp up my volume more fast. We don't require the cash, we require more non-funds.
Have they committed to giving you non-fund facilities?
Yes, if we are selling this company, and during that meeting discussion, they agreed, we will provide you additional working capital non-fund for the next year business plan. So they are committed.
So what is your order book now? Ex-Senvion?
So my order book, so my order book positions are exactly, I'm sitting in the Davos, so it's very difficult. But nearly the 1,500, so it's roughly translates $1.5 billion order book is there.
Okay, fine. When do you expect to get the financing and the regulatory approval from the lenders, the final approval?
So we have to do also our shareholder approval, lenders approvals and other regulatory approvals, which we required nearly 45 to 60 days. And the same, the buyer required the antitrust approvals and other compliance point of view in the German regulations. They required 45 days. So we are expecting by 60 days we have kept both sides. And by end, the third week of the March, we will receive the money.
Okay, so you had said in your press release that you will also get, you will continue to receive some payments from Senvion and you will also have to make some payments. Can you clarify those?
No, there is. I don't require to pay anything to the Senvion. First of all, there is some communication gaps.
Okay.
We will receive all the cash of $1 billion. Top of that, I will get the 50 million euros as an earn-out based on the certain performance thing.
Okay.
And top of that, I am getting the offshore technology license.
That is what I meant. You said that Senvion to give license to Suzlon for offshore technology, and Suzlon to give license to Senvion for 111 to 2.1 megawatt. So what is this? How much money will you have to give, and how much money will they give you?
First of all, there is no money transaction I have to give, no money they will give. It's a part of this deal. I am giving the technology license for 2 megawatt S111 to Senvion for the specific US market only.
Yes.
The same thing, the offshore technology license, Senvion is giving to Suzlon for high demand of the Indian market. For that, we don't require to pay anything, and they will not pay anything to us against this license. So it's a quite valuable license for the Suzlon.
Okay.
Okay. You told us about the order book that currently stands at about 1,000 megawatts. Can you just give us
1,500.
1,500 megawatts? Okay. Can you give us an indication, sir, of what exactly your revenues for for the next year will be ex Senvion for the listed entity now?
No, I cannot give the forecast.
Okay.
Can you give us any indication of what the growth will look like, how the business environment is for the renewable energy sector now that, that a big portion
of the domestic market is growing for the current year to next year, almost 40% to 50% growth will come.
Okay.
And we are targeting 40% market share for the domestic market. The particular geography which we are targeting, US and all emerging economy market, it is in a 20% growth outside India. And we will increase our business on those markets, but our high priority will remain for the next financial year India first, and then we can expand more business outside India in our existing geography.
So can you at least give us what is the current India revenues, at least for FY15?
So FY15, I don't have exactly the number with me because you know that I'm calling from my mobile.
Yes.
It's very difficult to say, but the investor presentations informations are available.
Okay. Sir, just one more clarification. I didn't get this number. Post the FCCB conversions in April 2016, if I'm not wrong, what will the debt situation look like?
So today debt situation is 16,500 crores, first of all.
Yeah.
Right? Minus 6,000 we are paying the Indian banks. And 3,000 will be potential conversion of the FCCB into equity. So it's a net effect that will remain 7,500. Out of 7,500, the 4,000 is the dollar debt covered bond, which is a bullet payment in FY 2019, and 3,500 balance will be the working capital debt.
Okay. And
so we are very comfortable on the capital structure. It will give the great opportunity for us to focus on our growth strategy, and that is the key actions we have taken today. So we are happy with this. So thank you very much. Thanks for your time, and we appreciate it.
All right. He claims that it's going to be a 3,500 crore debt now, which means the annual debt outflow will be smaller. But unless we know what will the revenue calculations be, it is difficult to say whether this will be enough, because until now the expenditure, even without counting interest, has been considerable. At least the last numbers I have are even at a pre-interest level, the EBIT has not been very encouraging, and counting interest, of course, the losses are considerable. So we have to wait and see.
The stock has fallen further, but he did say that the Suzlon will be profitable by next year. I don't know if many people are expecting that or forecasting that.
No, unless we have some idea of what the revenues are, it is difficult to, we have to take him at his word. So for that, I mean, you'll have to have some idea of what the order book will generate in terms of revenues. I mean, an order book may be there, but what exactly it generates in terms of revenues is difficult to say.
All right, we'll take a break. We haven't done that in a while. Market is still where it was, up about 0.2%, but we'll come back with more on the other side.